for the day. A couple topics to talk about, to say the least. I see that YouTube, number one, has fixed the problem they created with the app. When I was in South Africa, suddenly the app wasn't working anymore. You couldn't do a horizontal live broadcast. Well, here we are, live, horizontal. They seem to have fixed it. Thank you, YouTube, for fixing it. They moved it from advanced settings to the main screen, which is actually a spot where it probably should have been all along on the main screen, but it hadn't been on there. It had been in the advanced settings, and then it just disappeared from advanced settings, and it wasn't on the screen. But today, when I tried to go live, there it was. It's a beautiful day here in summertime, August, rather cool actually for this time of year. Quite nice. How are folks doing out there? I'm not seeing any chat come through yet. Actually, well, there's one person there, so probably won't be much chat. Welcome back. Let's see how this does. I've had some pretty large, successful broadcast back in the day on live streams here. We'll see how it goes. There's Dylan and Chris Marie. Welcome to you. Yeah, it's quite nice here. Nice breeze blowing, lovely. The trees look lovely. And see who's in the chat here. Put the reading glasses on. So there's Jacques Fundenberg. Welcome, Jacques. Good evening to you. It's good afternoon to me, James Bowie. Bosch Separate. People are tuning in now. Are you getting notifications? You must be, because that's how you found me so quickly. It's with the breeze blowing, it's quite nice, but it was a little warm there for a second. Anyway, yeah, just busy out here in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. So I hope you guys are well. Leo Vinyasa from Rendsburg. Welcome to you, Levin. Yeah, so I hope your day's going well. Boy, this controversy over the Olympics just doesn't stop. Thomas Gosling, wow, it's been a long time. And from Australia, welcome. Whereabouts in Australia, Thomas? If you told me before, my apologies. It's not coming to mind. And then Lilo, a little hard to see the light here. That's why I put the reading glasses on so I don't have to squint. And work is going okay. Limited access to things, kind of frustrating. Okay, so Bosch got a notification. That's pretty cool. Brisbane. Ah, well, Thomas, we just won there. Any chance you went to the Springboks game? I would love to have been at that game at Suncorp Stadium. I have only been to the airport in Sydney, never been to Australia, but of course I need to start making plans for the next World Cup, which is in Australia. So got to make plans for that. That's going to be hard because you know they're going to put games in Perth, and so it's going to be hard to catch the games in Perth and travel all the way across the continent, I would imagine. But I'll do my best. I'm looking forward to it, even though it's become a bit of a fascist state, unfortunately. Hopefully those politicians will be out of office by the time that the World Cup goes off in Australia. Looking forward to it. Anyway, but big Olympics controversy here, folks. I don't know if you're seeing that, but this whole thing with the U.S. Olympic gymnastics team in the competition, which Simone Biles got a silver and Jordan Childs got a bronze. Apparently, she originally finished fifth in the score. Ravani says we're looking forward to winning again. Yeah, and well, that would be in Perth this weekend. I'll be covering that game live once again. Had 25,000 views in the last one, so anyway, that was pretty cool. But yeah, so Jordan Childs apparently finished fifth, but the U.S. coaches ran over it and whined about it and said something about her performance, and they upgraded her by like 1/10 of a point. When they did that, then suddenly she got the bronze medal and aced out the Romanian who was ahead of her. So I'm not sure. But then apparently the controversy was the International Olympic Committee looked at those results and said that what happened was that the coaches didn't get there within the 1 minute time limit. Now they are apparently providing video evidence that they were at 47 seconds, and then they made a second comment at 57. Hey Dan, how's it going? Away Masakin. Yeah, so anyway, that's just crazy. I don't know what's going on. So Jordan Childs doesn't have her medal. She had to return it. Will she get it back? I don't know. But meanwhile, the Chinese are claiming victory. They've won the most medals in the Olympics. Of course, both the Americans and Chinese have to admit that there aren't any Russians there, and that's why they both won so many medals. The United States won the most medals it's won in the modern era. Now, they say the modern era goes back to 1900, but I'm saying since the first few games. The first few games, we got like 174 medals, I think it was in the first game, or 200 something, way back. Not the first game, one of the early games, because only a handful of countries participated in the Olympics. But in the modern era, in my lifetime, the best we'd ever done was in Los Angeles, and that doesn't count because the Soviet Union, which was habitually the number one and number two team for gold medals, didn't participate. They boycotted the '84 Olympics in Los Angeles. So in my book, that doesn't count. Can somebody please hit the like button? We only got 13 likes and bumped it up to 14. I'm not superstitious, but I don't like staring at 13 on my screen. Or somebody can take away their like and take it back to 12. Charmaine just got notified. Okay, cool. That's good. Well, with the mobile, it tends to work. Thank you for whoever put that like up. Yeah, the mobile tends to work with the notifications much better than the one off the studio. So, and then it's Lilo says hi and good evening, and Dylan Compton's here. Yeah, so the 84 Olympics, I don't count that medal total. I mean, the athletes earned their golds and silvers and bronze, but the USA got 176 medals, and that's an artificial count back then. Well, I'm sorry, Charmaine, if it's making it hard to hear. I'll get up a little bit closer here. I'm usually quite loud. I've done this before where I've plugged in or used the Bluetooth, and it was better. So, but the problem with Bluetooth is it catches my beard. So, anyway, sorry. It's actually there's not much wind blowing here, so maybe it's your sound. Just turn it up, and hopefully that'll do the trick. But again, back to the Olympics. 1984, Los Angeles, we got 174 medals, I think it was. That's artificial. This 126 is the most medals the U.S. has gotten since the early 1900s. Yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty amazing outcome. But again, it's a little bit artificial because Russia didn't participate. But the Chinese are running around going, "We won, we won, we won," and you didn't win. You got 91 medals. We got 126 medals, maybe 125. Or maybe 127, I'm not sure which is. That explains why that bronze medal, because I remember I was watching the scores when I was doing a broadcast, and it said we had gained a medal, and then that went back and we were at one medal less. Hey, Marilyn, one medal less. I'm like, why? What did I miss? Did they miss score something? It turns out that medal was taken away. So, yeah, this was pretty impressive. Now, the Chinese are also claiming they won first place because, they got the most golds, but they tied the Americans at 40 golds. But then, of course, some Chinese are making the point that, no, we had 44 goals, or 44 golds because, Chinese Taipei and Hong Kong. That's just ridiculous. The Olympic Games take too long. Nah, Dylan, I think 3 weeks is perfect for the Summer Olympic Games. But I'm actually a major Winter Olympics fan. That's my sport. That's what I love is the Winter Olympics. That's what I get excited about, not the Summer Olympics. And let's just be clear. Let's just state this right up front, unequivocally. Make sure nobody's confused. Breaking is not a sport. It's an activity. Breakdancing is not a sport. I'm sorry. It's an incredible activity, but it's not a sport. It's just not a sport. And why do we have 3-on-3 basketball? Why do we invent 3-on-3 basketball? That's just silly. What's that all about? And then Tracy's a bit late. That's okay. We've only been at it for 7 minutes. And then Arc Precision's here. Not everybody will show up. So, I mean, what are some of these sports? I mean, seriously, I think we should create a sport for distance spitting. Let me see how I can do if I can qualify for the Olympics. Hang on. This is kind of gross. Now that went about 5 meters. And the Olympic champion is Colonel Chris Wyatt with an Olympic and world record of 9.6 meters of hocking up a loogie. Here's another Olympic sport we can do. Thumb wrestling. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right, up. Oh, in the competition, the Chinese Li Wen versus Chris Wyatt. Li Wen has the event. Come back, here we go. And we've won in thumb fights. There you go. Anyway, so, I mean, it's just made-up sports, man. Does someone have a link to Colonel's Rugby channel? Dan, just put @Rugby Ascendant in your search bar. Rugby Ascendant, one word, and you should be able to find it. That'll take you there. Save the bookmark, and then you'll be able to catch me with Curry Cup and with the test that's coming up this weekend. I'll be covering the Rugby Championship the rest of the season. And, of course, also, if you're not a member of the Rugby Ascendant Super Brew Pool and you do Super Brew, you'd like to join us, just send us a note or join us because we always mention it during the game. Anyway, and it's okay if you join late. I don't mind. We did that with Curry Cup and I got knocked down 3 notches. Somebody already had a bunch of points. We let them into the competition rather late. Yeah. Howdy, Michael. How's it going? Dan? Michael, can you test? It's a beautiful day in Pennsylvania. Temperature's starting to climb now, though. It's noon. Pretty nice here in the shade, though. But the Olympic controversy just never ends. And what are people complaining about with Tom Cruise? He did some sort of thing like he's in a Mission Impossible coming out of the ceiling, and then he jumps in a car and leaves, but it's fake because they already recorded for Paris, and he lands in LA, which is content. Spitting is a bore sport. You spit. Skateboarding isn't a sport. Yeah, I agree. I don't think skateboarding is a sport either. That's kind of silly too. I was also I was kind of, taken aback when snowboarding was added to the Winter Olympics, That Hawk Tua girl will win that spitting thing. Pretty good solar today. Yeah, Mike, I think so. But, what about the, Ronaldo showed us a link to that breakdancer from Australia. Oh, my God, that was such an embarrassment. So I want to talk about a hit piece. The Olympics could add a confused gender. Yeah, that's right. We could have a gender reveal event. Breakdancing in Australia. I know it's comical, isn't it? You know, in the Los Angeles Olympics in 2028, one of the new events will be gender reveal. We'll have a gender reveal. Athletes will enter the race as non-binary, and they will reveal their gender. And those with the largest package or the smallest package will win in different categories. How's that, folks? So there you go. The Los Angeles 2028 Olympics will include a gender reveal category. The Olympics. I mean, give me a break, man. Give me a break. A little bit of news since I did my news program this morning. Jordan's King Abdullah II is calling for a de-escalation of events. Size doesn't matter. There you go. That's what we'll call it. Size doesn't matter. I should do a rugby, or not a rugby, a stream channel called Size Doesn't Matter. Olympics makes you think of Rome. Keep the peasants busy. I think so. I think so, Charmaine. So King Abdullah is calling for a de-escalation of the events in Gaza. I think that's a reasonable thing to say. And we've covered the Jordan trials, and it's Anna Barbosu who was had her medal taken away and then re-awarded. So there is an op-ed appearing in the Independent Line. I know the Independent Line is a rag, I know, survey, and just the hit piece on Ronaldo. The hit pieces do all the time, the tendency to constantly revert to race hustling. But this is worth noting. The only game I broke down and watched was the GM soccer match, nothing else. GM soccer. Who's GM? I don't know. I watched the U.S. Women's part of the soccer final against Spain, and then I watched bugs out here all over this table. Go away. I watched another one, but it really not my cup of tea. So anyway, yeah. So let me talk about the Independent Line article here. So it's an op-ed piece written by. Now it's odd because it says it's written by Melanie Peters, but then. So if you look on the side, it says written by Melanie Peters. It wasn't written by Melanie Peters. It's by Michael Mayalo. And he says the government of national unity has undemocratic elements that are undermining democracy. Undemocratic elements in the government of national unity undermine democracy. Now, you might be thinking, who's he talking about? The Al-Jamaa, the Pan-African Congress? But the slimy piece of disgusting, vile op-ed attacks the Democratic Alliance. Now, people know that I'm not a big fan of the Democratic Alliance. It's a liberal party, left of center. It believes in all kinds of things that I don't agree in. But it is a party that has never been what this clown's accusing of. Now, that a publication will allow such an op-ed to be in there published, and they act like it's actually genuine is comical, to say the least. He goes on, he talks about undemocratic elements in the GNU, but the only undemocratic element he talks about is the Democratic Alliance. Hey, Val, you're chatting. Yeah, which is BS. He says the DA has been criticized for its past stances that seem to align more with the legacy of apartheid than with the concept of democracy. Now, that's horse manure. Once again, let's remind people the National Party, renamed the New National Party, merged with the African National Congress. The Democratic Alliance is the offspring of a liberal movement that started back in the 1950s in opposition to apartheid. It was never in favor of apartheid. This is just racist, scumbag, lying horse manure by a pathetic, fake publication publishing such garbage. Will they publish my op-ed, which tells the truth? I doubt it. So that's why I have to go to legitimate places to get published, like the Institute for Race Relations. So, they say the DA's historical record raises legitimate questions about his commitment to democracy. Really? I don't think so. I think the Democratic Alliance has been pretty clear in its commitment to democracy. I think that Al-Jamaa and also the Patriotic Alliance, as well as the African National Congress itself, all members of the government of national unity, their commitment to democracy is very questionable. The Patriotic Alliance is a cult of personality based on Kate McKenzie, and that's all it is. And the Al-Jamaa has their leaders stand up in Parliament and spew garbage, racist rhetoric against the Democratic Alliance, language that should have gotten him charged with criminal injuria during Parliament. He doesn't have qualified immunity for that. That was the speech he gave. So what a bunch of nonsense here. Unbelievable. Now, he claims that incorporating parties with a history of openly opposing democratic values is detrimental to the government of national unity. And I agree. The African National Congress has put in place legislation that is flat out, blatantly, without question, racist. Racist. Broad-based black economic empowerment is a black supremacy project intended to undermine the social cohesion of South Africa, the economic prosperity of South Africa, and divide South Africans based on race. It is vile, it is repulsive, and it is flat out racist. The African National Congress is the ones who gave us BEE, not the Democratic Alliance, not Action SA, not the Freedom Front Plus, not the African Christian Democratic Party, but the African National Congress. The same party that, in the process of stealing trillions of rand over the past 2.5 decades, also implemented policies like the Tourism Relief Fund, which was a joke in and of itself. The amount of money handed out was nothing. It was only enough to save maybe someone who sells paintings on the side of the road, or possibly maybe help a tuck shop owner. But the few thousand rand you could get from the Tourism Relief Fund did not help any legitimate businesses that are involved in travel, tourism, guides, lodging, hospitality. None of that. They didn't tide any of them over. Nonetheless, it was a racist piece of legislation which was designed to exclude minority South Africans from receiving money, and that's exactly what it did. Of course, the North Gauteng High Court said it was legal under the Constitution, which it was not. That was overturned by the Supreme Court of Appeal, saying it was unconstitutional. But of course, that came months later, after all of the money allocated to the fund was gone. Done and dusted, given to only black South Africans. Now, how is that a commitment to democracy, equality, and justice? It's not. Equality is not equity. They're very different things. So anyway, this is a disgusting, vile op-ed in the Independent Line. You might be saying, why is Chris always reading the Independent Line? Folks, if you don't read everything, then you can't legitimately comment, and you also can't see where the other side is going. Comes from cancer in our society, yes. Anyway, so I mean, that's an important thing to talk about. So you don't have to read the Independent Line. You can if you desire. Not discouraging from reading, but I'm telling you that I look at the Independent Line and the New York Times and the Washington Post and the Chicago Tribune, the Atlanta Constitution Journal, the LA Times, all of these websites, the Guardian especially, to read the garbage they put out, the fake news they put out. Like right now, all of the fake news leftist media are out busy putting polls out claiming that Donald Trump is losing the election. Well, Donald Trump might be losing the election, but let me just give you a little thing here. In Pennsylvania, the poll that they're putting out there claims that 42% of non-college graduates, white males, are going to vote for Kamala Harris. Seriously? Seriously? This isn't the group that you've belittled for the past 6 years and claim they're a bunch of uneducated, toothless oaks, these white racists who cling to their God and guns and live in Pennsylvania and Appalachia, and they vote overwhelmingly 9 out of 10 for Donald Trump, and now suddenly 42% of them are going to vote Kamala Harris? Why would they switch to vote for Kamala Harris like that? Really? Why would 40% of Trump voters that are toothless, white, oak, uneducated males, white males, suddenly decide to vote for Kamala Harris? I smell bullshit, and a lot of bullshit. I'm telling you, there's something wrong with that poll. Where are they getting that from? By the way, the number of people in the poll was only 693. They polled 693 people, and they're trying to influence the election based off of 693. Can you believe that? Can I get a hallelujah? Can you believe that? They're basing a poll on 693 people, and that's what they're pushing to tell people that this is going. Look, there's no doubt that the $1 billion of free press, the fondling, the historical wiping out, Google collaborating with the Harris campaign, erasing results, trying to hide Tim Walz's arrest. They stripped that off the search results. You can find on DuckDuckGo. They're also trying to hide her record of being the border czar, her record as a prosecutor in San Francisco and as Attorney General in California, her lies about smoking weed, her lies about the border, her failures in everything she's ever done except hike her legs up in the air for Willie Brown. They're trying to hide all that. And there's no doubt that she's had a nice honeymoon bump of a few weeks, actually, lasting longer than the convention. But when she speaks at the convention, if anybody actually listens to the people at the convention, her campaign is dead on arrival. So all I can tell you here, folks, is that this is just ridiculous. This is ridiculous. So it's true that she's had a bump in the polls, but as we saw in the Washington Post graphic that was published before the weekend, in the 7 battleground states, Donald Trump is leading in 5 of them by 5 points, according to that poll. Now they're trying to tell us that he's barely ahead in those polls. Maybe he's barely ahead, But I'm not going to take a sample of 693 people and accept that as the baseline for what 140 million people are going to do in November. So, but the Trump campaign should be a little concerned. All the free press that he got in 2016, now Kamala Harris is getting the same free press. Also, the fawning attention she's getting, no pressure whatsoever from the national media to say, hey, why doesn't she give a press conference? Hey, when is she going to speak to the press? When is she going to answer our questions? Because she refuses to do so. Everything is carefully choreographed and scripted, and it's actually a brilliant campaign by the Democratic Party, not by Kamala Harris. She's not that bright. The Democratic Party is running an absolutely brilliant campaign, folks. And what I mean by that, well, they're getting celebrities to show up at her rallies so that people will go, because no one wants to watch Kamala Harris or listen to her laugh. And Megan Thee Stallion, the performers in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, that's a brilliant strategy. She refuses to talk to the press, just like Joe Biden hid in his basement and ate ice cream in the last election. It's a perfect strategy. All they do is put their attention on Donald Trump and lie about him. And so why not just hide from the media? It's working perfectly well for Kamala Harris. Hide from the media, give those statements, stop cackling, and then lie about all your policies. Claim you're tough on prosecution, claim you're tough on the border, claim you're good for the economy. 3 out of 4 people in this country polled in real polls say that she is terrible for the economy. Donald Trump holds an over 40-point poll lead in all major polls when it comes to the economy. Look, what else do they have but fake polls? People know tech companies, Facebook, yep. At least Trump is back on Twitter and can now punch back. Exactly. I get somebody over here smacking their hands. What the hell's going on over there? Anyway, yeah, no, you're right. Trump is back on Twitter. He's back on YouTube. If he chooses to use it, he can use it. But YouTube isn't a free speech platform, so he has to be very careful about YouTube. But he's okay using Twitter. But Trump campaign needs to stop talking. Look, he was set up and he took the bait. In that debate, this is what he's not debate. In that press conference with the fake. By the way, why is there a Black Journalists Association? Why? Why do you need that? What's that all about? How about a journalist association? Why the segregation? Why the intentional exclusion of everybody who's not black? I mean, this stuff is nonsense. Yes, Elon's going to interview him in 4 hours. Yay, Elon Musk, a billionaire, he gets everything he wants. Lucky that kid Aiden got it too. But I mean, why do you have such an organization? But he was set up and he took the bait. I didn't think his response was bad, but he should. This is what his response should have been. When he's asked a question about Kamala Harris being black, he should have said, "Look, that's not a question for me. I'm not an ethno-geographer. I'm not a social scientist. I don't work for the Census Bureau. I'm not Kamala Harris. If you want to know what her heritage is, you should talk to her." That's what he should have said. But instead, he took the bait. They threw it out there. Hey, so we understand that you don't believe that Kamala Harris is actually black. And then, of course, Trump just, hook, line, and sinker went for it. It's a stupid mistake. Should have just said, "Look, why are you asking me? What does that have to do with the issues? Do you want to talk about issues, or do you want to talk about race hustling? Do you want to divide people by race? Is that what you're here for? Is that why you want to talk to me? You want me to say something bad about black people? Why would I say something bad about black people? What's going on here? Why are you asking me this question? Would you like to talk about taxes? Would you like to talk about no taxes on tips? Would you like to talk about the border? Would you like to talk about Gaza? Let's talk about that. Why are you asking me irrelevant questions about someone's race and ethnicity? That's for the Census Bureau, not for me." That's what he should have done. He just started Silver-Haired Correspondent Association. There you go. That's what I should do. No, I mean, that's what Trump should have done. And he should do it in the future. When they ask a question, this is a stupid question. Why are you asking me this? Do you want to talk about policy? Do you want to talk about the fate of this nation? Do you want to talk about the fate of the global order in the world? Do you want to talk about how the evil alliance of evil between the Chinese and the Russians and North Koreans and Iranians is trying to overthrow a world order that has brought prosperity to, including China, to billions of people, lifted them up from abject poverty? You're correct, Arctic, but you can't take the hook. Saying something on the campaign trail is very different than being in an interview with journalists. When Trump said black jobs, that was such a bad... Of course, there's no such thing as black jobs, but we know what he meant. But he needs to control his mouth because they're just going to go with it. You cannot see sitting and discussing it anyway. Never mind kids' party. She's great, but I don't know what that was. Comment was it Sedgefield? Yeah, it's usually Sedgefield. I can't follow his comments. Anyway, but bless his heart, he's always trying. Now the wind is actually blowing pretty hard, but it feels good for me. You may not be able to hear me very well, so apologies. But thank you, YouTube, for fixing the mobile again. I haven't done a mobile live streams in a while because of that. He should have said, but even there they would have got him, Arctic, because they would have said, oh, so you mean to me black people only have service jobs? No, what he should have said is that black Americans have been cut out of the labor market by competition from criminal alien invaders. That's what he should have said. That is an articulate, that is a spot-on answer. That's what he should have said. Black Americans have been disproportionately affected. Why are they disproportionately affected? Because black Americans, many of them work in the service sector. Boom, done and dusted. You can't refute that. You can't claim bigotry, can't claim racism. A statement of fact. No illusions to intimidate anybody. Well, thank you, James Boy. Well, they should have hired, the DA should hire me. The Republican and the Trump campaign should hire me. But I'm hidden. People don't know who I am. So have Hispanic and white Americans. So have they what? Social actors pretending to be journalists was race baiting Trump for a fake narrative. Hendo, well, it was a journalist convention, a black journalist convention, so I assume the person asking the question was a journalist. Harris Faulkner was there. She's a Fox journalist, and she's black. So, but I think it's stupid. Should I start the white veterans? No, I'll do that. White Army veterans. Waves. We're the waves. The White Army veterans. If you're a White Army veteran, come join our group. We're exclusive. Only White Army veterans can join. That's stupid. Stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Why would you do that? I could start a Pennsylvania Army veterans group for anybody in Pennsylvania. I would snap and call CNN retards. Not good for the campaign. No, I wouldn't call them retards. Come on, I'd call them dumbasses. She's looking for black Fox journalists. He's good looking for that. Oh, yeah. Hendo, yeah. You speak truth, political speak has did all dumbed down sheepies. You're right. You're right. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's why I'm not receiving any phone calls. Oh, this is actually a power bank, but I'll pretend it's a phone. Yeah. Yeah, no. Absolutely. $20 good rate. No. $20 is not a good rate. It depends, though. If you're 18, $20 is an amazing amount of money. If you're 22, it's a pretty good amount of money. If you're 59, don't open the door for $20 an hour unless you fail to secure your future and plan, save, and invest, and to build a retirement nest egg. Can't call people dumbasses. You have to go with activists or mentally challenged. Mentally challenged. How about mental midgets? Can I say that the CNN is mental midgets? Would that work? This lady's having a hard time parking her car in a parking spot that's plenty large enough over here. Not sure what's going on. 86 people here, 53 likes. Can we get some more likes on the mobile edition on a Monday, August 12th, discussing the Olympic kerfluffle and also this IOL op-ed piece targeting the Democratic Alliance. Now we're talking about Pennsylvania and the presidential race and Donald Trump. So Kamala Harris is actually attacking Trump every day. Joe Biden gave an interview. Isn't that funny? That's offensive to midgets. Okay, all right. How about cogent challenged CNN faux journalist? How's that? Cogent challenged CNN faux journalist. Will that work? Can I use that? I'll get prosecuted for that in the United Kingdom. In the United Kingdom. Ableism. You're guilty of ableism. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come in here to arrest this man. What's the charge? Well, I won't tell you the charge until we take you down to the station. So you're going to arrest me without giving me a charge. That violates the Crown's code. Yeah, well, we're doing it anyway. Let's get to the station. What's the charge? You injured someone's feelings. Now, how did I do that? Well, you said an ableist comment. What the hell is ableism? Well, it's people who are physically capable of doing things. Those who can't, if you say something bad about them or you refer to them, you're an ableist. What? An ableist? Is that like a cartographer? What the hell is an ableist? Unbelievable. Politics needs to show, Chris. You need to say stupid shit so you get the views. Logic left. You know, right, Arctic. On Red Storm Rising, I should say crazy stuff. I should talk about 2020. I should say crazy stuff. Start conspiracy theories. But here's one that's not a conspiracy theory. Could it get any worse for the Secret Service? Now the Secret Service has been caught breaking into a beauty salon, putting duct tape over the camera, security camera, and allowing people to commit trespass and theft crimes. If you use somebody's toilet without their permission, you're committing theft. They committed trespass by breaking, well, they got breaking and entering, that's number one, okay? Breaking and entering, number one. Number two, trespass. Number three, theft. And you're saying, what did they steal? They left something behind. Yes, they did leave something behind, but then they flushed and they ran up her water bill. That's theft. Talk about 25 conspiracy and Jace made crap up. Okay. Is Erica here? I didn't see Erica. I don't see Erica. I see Hendo. I don't see Erica. I'm not seeing Erica. You guys seeing Erica? I saw Val in here. Good to see Val. A couple people left. Where are you going? Where you guys disappeared to? Yeah, no. It's just look. It's gray hair in my arm now. What's getting old there, man? That blonde hair is turning gray. A couple gray hairs on there. That's not good. I don't usually sit in the sun like this. Yeah, so 2025. We could talk conspiracy. So the next Rugby World Cup is 2027 in Australia. The next Winter Olympics is in 2026 in Cortezo d'Ampezzo. Yep. Oh, she is here. I can't see her though. Okay, I'm glad she's here. Anyway, for some reason, there she is. Okay. Oh my goodness. Erica is very short. Yeah, the Secret Service does seem to be a bunch of thieves and incompetent twits and boobs. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I think eventually one day we may find out that this was not an act of negligence, not an act of incompetence, but maybe something else that happened in Butler, Pennsylvania. I mean, did you see the footage of the cops who were pissed off, local cops? I mean, we told them, they said they had it covered. They said, not to worry, we're going to put someone on that roof. Can you see that? They were pissed off. They used all kinds of profanity. As I get approached by short old ladies in the grocery store on a daily basis, they get real excited when they see me. Why? So you can reach up on the shelf and grab things? Talk cock on Kick Social. Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing. If Trump wins, the left are going to come up with some weird crap to throw at him. Korean election interference. Yeah, exactly. Probably. Yeah, but listen, if and when Donald Trump wins the election, I once again will avail myself. I'm happy to serve as in your defense secretary or your foreign secretary, Secretary of State. Yep. Also quite happy to serve a number of other capacities. Watch which interview? Michelle Fundamental. How is life hanging in the sunny USA? Oh man, my throat's dry. It's okay. Just another day here. Beautiful day for August. Usually August is brutally hot and humid. We had some terrible heat and humidity, and then that storm came through, cleared it all out. It was humid for a couple days as the water evaporating came up. But today and yesterday have been quite lovely. I was able to cut the sides of my property and my front yard yesterday. And I still have to do the back, and hopefully I'll do that tonight. To me, it's a system failure. Everybody thought somebody else in the system had it covered. Happens in large, top-heavy bureaucracies. But the thing is, Arctic, is that a Secret Service detail is not a large, top-heavy bureaucracy. It's a small group of people who go to a site and do site surveys. It should have been identified in the site survey. There is a special agent in charge for a reason. The SAC, and we're not talking about his testicles, the SAC, the special agent in charge, is responsible for everything. Cliff had a great podcast with Lebanese woman Gabriel, was excellent. Cliff who? Gareth Cliff? And when was this? I was on Gareth Cliff's show last night, watching it anyway. Do you know who Alan Lichtman is? I do not know. Cops talking about informing about in shooter. Huh. Maryland says cops talking. Yeah, you guys are giving me half comments. I don't know what you're talking about. Are all those tied together? Who is Alan Lichtman? I would not pronounce Lichtman. I would actually say Lichtman. Okay. I used to climb the shelves in grocery stores. Now I have to ask. Yikes. Sorry about that, Erica. Short people got no reason. Yeah, that's what they say. There's lots of bugs here, man. Spiders all over me. What's going on here? I guess they haven't seen a human sitting at this table for a while. Anyway, yeah, it's the Butler, Pennsylvania assassination attempt is unbelievable. Meanwhile, apparently Joe Biden's State Department is offering Nicolas Maduro, a free pass and no prosecution if he leaves office. They're claiming that the fraud that occurred in Venezuela is off the charts. Now, are we allowed to say fraud, election fraud? The election was stolen. Gareth, she runs a security project company in USA. Why is Gareth Clef talking to a security expert in USA about what? About the attempted assassination? Oh, anyway, I may be on Gareth Cliff again soon. I'm not sure. Not sure. Yep. Yeah. Anyway, so I'll be talking about that soon. If I'm on the program, I'll talk about the assassination attempt. It's unbelievable. I mean, this is the most basic stuff. Now, see, I don't know who the security company woman is, but I've actually worked with the Secret Service. I've actually been present during presidential trips and visits, speaking engagement, when the President of the United States speaks within arm's reach of me. Well, 2 arms reach. Yeah, I've actually been at those events, organized those events, worked with the State Department. So I don't know who the security company woman is, and I'm not trying to undermine what she said, but I can tell you that I know what I'm talking about. Yeah, Gareth likes to stir the crap on Twitter. He got me a bunch of views. I got my biggest ever view on Twitter, like 150,000, because he retweeted something that I put out there. It was pretty funny. Yeah. Interviewed Brigitte Gabriel from AFA. I don't know who that is. Okay. Bridget Gabriel. Okay, thanks for that. And yeah, so I don't know who that is. Hope all the while. Yeah, Dylan, I hope everybody's well too. Bubba smells the same. What are you talking about? Bubba smells the same. I need a haircut, man. I feel like a hippie. Some long hair. Not as long as during the lockdown. I mean, lockdown was down to my shoulders. I haven't been that way since I was in college. The security service story is very dodgy. It is. I mean, what happened at Butler, Pennsylvania should never have occurred. I mean, it's the most basic security thing. How it ever happened, it can only be intentional. They can't be that incompetent. And if they're that incompetent, they should be charged with a crime. It's a 757. It's old. It leaks. Trust me. What's a 757? Who's flying a 757? I fly on 787 Dreamliners or Airbus A340s. What are you talking about? Or A350s. The A350's not bad. That's how I got back from South Africa. Was an A350. Yep. Just talking about planes. Beard needs to grow out for Christmas live stream. Now the beard's getting shorter. And it might not be any beard by Christmas. Might be gone. It'll come back. You keep missing my comment about Alan. I know you mobile is difficult. Okay, well, no, I'm not seeing your comment. And who is sending that comment? It's Dave Renke. Okay. There's no comment from you here, Dave. That's the first comment I see from you. Do you know? You asked me who he was, and then there's no comment after you about who he is. Nope, I'm not missing anything. Everyone, let me look. You keep missing. Nope, there's not. I didn't miss any comment. Lose the beard, says Val. Ooh, look at Val. Yeah, look. Yeah, we get Val straightened out so she can comment on the channel, and then she attacks my beard. I'm gonna ban her right now. Where's the camera? Ban over here. Yeah, Paula, we know where you stand. Oh my goodness. Yeah, people just have beard envy. They just can't grow their patchy, sad beards. Actually, I want to get my hair back to the. I'm losing the color underneath too now. Wow, if I get short this time, might not be so brown. Ladies will survive without the beard. We'll all survive without the beard. But my face will get burned all the time because of rosacea. It's like freaking pickled Santa Claus. We don't want that. So the number of people who are here just disappeared, just went up, and then it went back down. What's going on there, YouTube? Keep the beard, says Erica. Charmaine likes the beard. Yeah, Valerie, she gets back and she starts stirring the pot right away. That's pretty funny. 66 likes here on the mobile edition. It's a Monday, August 12th, 2024. Not a whole lot of breaking news in the world today. A little controversy about the Olympics, the Americans, and Jordan Childs, bronze medal. Did she get it? Did she not get it? Yeah, exactly. But then when I travel around South Africa, nobody will recognize it. Won't that be funny? Yep. Anyway, so that's why the beard stayed this time, because I didn't want to not be seen. And it was proof positive. I went all around the country over 40 times this time. People came up to me. Yep. Anyway. So the beard is actually kind of a trademark. And if you look at M.V. Velman's Megaphone rugby site with the Rugby Ascendant segment on there, he's got a little, avatar of me in the thumbnails that has me with a beard. So, yeah, Silver Fox. I remember that term from years ago. Now I actually fit that. Actually describes me now. Coming by January, that'll be true. It's not so true now, but January that'll officially make me one of those, I think. A380 still rules the air. Essentially, the A380 is a lovely experience from my perspective, but I prefer the 787. The A380 is pretty cool. I've flown a few times, Lufthansa and Air France from Joburg back to Paris and back to Munich. But those flights aren't around anymore. Rugby Senate is getting close to 5,000 subscribers, about 118 away last time I looked. We had a good weekend, gained 160 subscribers, I think, which is pretty good for that channel. It's not bad for the weekend. Any plans on Iconic going further? Yes, Dylan, we'll be doing more segments with CanFam, but I mean, it's going to be an episodic thing. I'm thinking maybe once a month. Yeah, the beard is definitely my trademark. 787, 350, much more comfortable than the A380. Yeah, there you go, Arctic. That's what I prefer. The 350, I was actually pleasantly surprised when I flew it the first time, but I've enjoyed flying. This wasn't, we just talking about the A350. South African Airways used to have a few of them, they leased, but I think they released them from Mauritius or something like that. But yeah, the A380 is nice, especially if you're in upper level. But yeah, I missed the 747. That's a plane I absolutely love on the upper level. I flew up on the upper level. That was incredible. Yeah, really nice. So I was actually, any chance to get Fireside? No, we already had Fireside. We just had Fireside Arctic. We were supposed to do it today, but I had this short notice consultant gig, and I couldn't do it today. So we'll do Fireside with the Colonels next Monday. Valence and I have agreed to do it next Monday. So we're going to do the regular thing on that one. Yep. But people got to come watch the stuff. You don't just ask for it. You get a lot of people asking for stuff, and then they'll show up. Beards are badass. Well, I'll tell you what, it definitely gets a different approach when I walk in a place, and people look at you very different. They look at you very differently. You walk in with a beard, and when you walk in a long, scraggly beard, the beard like this commands respect. It does. I'm not just saying that. It commands respect. I mean, without this beard, I look a lot younger. So with this beard, it commands respect. I walk in a place and, head held high, shoulders back, standing upright, 6 foot 2 inches plus, and it gets attention. Yep. They're not cicadas. They're crickets. The Supreme Wing Commander. I used to play Wing Commander. What's this? Colonel has to work too. Does somebody complain? Beards are 3 weeks not shaving. A long beard carries a stigma in this country. Yeah, I can carry a stigma here too. My first long beard when I got there was pretty long. Yep. But that stigma there is different. Here it's a homeless stigma. There it's an anti-boer stigma. I mean, Coustelet had a very long, scraggly beard. Yep, he sure did. But he was also bald. I'm not bald. Santa commands respect, otherwise Rudolph will poke. Yeah, it's a lot of crickets here in the daytime. It's interesting because they're around the trees in the shade. Otherwise, you wouldn't hear them. Yep. Color the beard black. I could do that. I could color the beard black, and then I could do, and everybody calls me That's right, Robert. They were all calling me from the very beginning before the beard actually got long. Yep. In South Africa, they were all being very respectful. But that's kind of disappeared. Not so much anymore. It's a shame. I missed that. Bridget Gabriel is a Lebanese woman, probably talking about Gaza. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Yep, I don't know. But I could dye it black. So 2003. Well, 2003, I didn't have any gray hair, so not 2003. Yeah, but I could dye it black, and then I could do karaoke. Whoop, what is whoop? I could do Joe Black. Don't color the beard. What if I make it purple? Hester's. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it is what it is, right? Thanks to those who came over to Rugby Ascent this weekend. I was very happy with the results on the Springbok game. Very happy. That was fantastic to see. Do a zebra, yeah. Well, I already have a zebra if you look closely. I mean, here it's black over here, or brown, and then it's gray here. Val, just listen to that podcast. You guys aren't telling me about that podcast. What was it about? Was it about Gaza, or was it about Butler, Pennsylvania, and the attempted assassination of the Lebanese woman? Why are Lebanese being our security experts? Maybe because they have so much experience. Purple Bear going to funny clubs. Aren't all clubs funny at this stage? You'll seem confused if it goes purple. Well, we'll have a gender reveal. I can be what I want to be. You can't define me. Isn't that what they say? Isn't that what they say? You can't define me? That's right. It's how I identify. I identify as the Supreme Wing Commander. So Arctic is trying to steal that from me, but I am the Supreme Wing Commander. No, I'm Sky. Remember that? That was interesting a while back. Some nice cars here in the lot today. An Acura. It's a Buick. I didn't know they made Buicks anymore. I thought they went out of business. As long as you don't do a rainbow beard. There you go. Jihadist and her stand. Okay, well that has nothing to do with Butler, PA. Okay. Yep. We can talk about jihadists all day long. I mean, I was, after all, a counterterrorism guy. That's what I did. It was my business. That was my business. Be expropriating all your Springbok jerseys without compensation. Well, Arctic, you'd have to actually land in Middletown, Pennsylvania, get in a car, and travel to my home to pull that off. So You keep threatening to tell me when you're in Harrisburg, but you haven't done it yet. Always tell me after that. Cadillac Eldorado. Different cage. Trump is on Twitter again. Oh, did he finally tweet? Lee, you're going to bed? It's like 6 p.m. You're like 85? I didn't realize you're that old. You just got odd hours. Somebody's cutting something. What the hell's going on over here? Something's being cut. You hear that? It's being cut. Very loud. But I'll tell you what, this is perfect. I mean, I've sat out here and sweat before. This is nice. Chris has demons. He's on Xing. Yeah, there you go. That's good. That's a good one, Artie. He's on Xing. He is on Xing. Yeah, he's not tweeting. He's Xing. Well, that's good to see. I'm going to have to look at the Trump feed because I have a subscription to Trump, but I haven't seen him put anything on there since January 6th. Yep. Fraudulent Twitter account. Fraudulent Twitter website, not account. Yep. Anyway, so was that last thing up there? Oh, Erica's saying please subscribe. Yeah, folks, if you're not, yeah, well, 73 viewers, 73 likes. I like that. That's good. We got there. So, again, Ronaldo gave us a hint that he might be seeing some movement in his situation here this week. So maybe next week you might see Ronaldo back on social media. No promises there. I know a lot of people are excited to see him come back. They're hoping for him to come back. I've asked for an exclusive interview, and he's basically told me to get stuffed. No, he didn't address it. I didn't ask him for him. I just asked on the broadcast. That doesn't count. But I would like to have the exclusive interview when Ronaldo comes back on. I think I would treat him very fairly. Yeah, we are going to, of course, talk about it if we renew the Wednesdays with the Colonel thing. So yeah. Yep. Why does I get all these notifications for all these other YouTube channels except the ones I want? Hey, where'd those 4 people go? We dropped to 66. We were at 87 a few minutes ago. What's going on here? 74 likes. As soon as I say we have 73 likes, then 7 people disappear. Or is that YouTube? Anyway, more comments. There we go. Good move by him. Yeah, his reach is massive. Yep, exactly. He should go back on there. Plan to get a burqa and Batman cloak. The soccer player will be great. Ouch, man, my heart is beating custard for him. For Trump? Okay. And Caroline says, hello, Chris. Well, hello, Caroline. Hochandet. Wie geht's na? Meine Dame. Wie geht's es dir? Ziemlich gut, ich hoffe. Tja. YouTube shenanigans. Could be Mike, or it could just be people popping in and out. You never know. You never know. You never know. I mean, look, weird things happen here. Val was blocked. I went in during a live stream. There was no account of hers in the list and block. She's been upset about it. Last night, I was on Gareth Cliff commenting. She was there. I could see her commenting. And so I went looking again, and I looked, and, oh, okay, for Ronaldo. Okay. Well, he'll be back soon enough. But yeah, so I went looking, and I found that an account listing as Val was listed as being blocked on my channel, and none of my monitors put it there, and it wasn't there last time. Robert says goodnight. Where's everybody going, man? People leaving. Well, Robert's in Australia, so that's different. That's different. It's okay. Yeah. And that's Carlos is here. Good evening to you. Has the 100 million lotto been collected? I don't know about that. Is the scientist here? And there's Patrick. Welcome to you. Yeah, no, it's I don't know anything about the lottery, guys. I don't follow the lottery. I'm not into gambling. I can't stand gambling. It's not. It's a fool's errand, if you ask me. Not my cup of tea. Anyway, yeah. So we'll try to keep this up this week with these, and we'll talk more of the news in the next ones. But as I said, I covered news this morning. I might do news broadcasts in the morning the rest of the week just to see how that goes. But that means I got to get up extra early. And I also still want to try out Kick and Red Storm Rising this week in the evening. So I know, Erica, nobody blocked Val. It's a YouTube BS thing they did. They did it. And why would they do it? She didn't say anything to my knowledge. But she's back. She's in the chat, although she skipped on us a little while ago. Life is a gamble. Who said that? Grasshopper. Yeah, no, life is. Yeah, that's why I don't bet on things. Life is enough of a gamble. That's why I tell people all the time. Life is enough of a gamble. Why would I bet on something? But I mean, it's a whole industry. Different time zones. They owe me. Oh, darn. Where's my ticket? Before 8 a.m. USA. Well, that's what today it was 8 a.m., but tomorrow it'll probably be before 8 a.m. I've got to do the megaphone recording with MV Valmont, so we got to figure that out for tomorrow morning. Yep. Well, we think it's uncensored, Hendo. We don't know if it's going to be uncensored. I'm going to try it on Kick. If I get censored, it's not the end of the world. I've got 19 followers, so yeah. For those who don't know, I'm on Kick now, and I've done one test broadcast. So, and you can find me on Kick if you're not on Kick, but you have to have an account to subscribe, and it's Red Storm Rising. One word. Excuse me, I got to sneeze. Oh, ooh, that was vicious. Sound like a muffler backed up there. 12 months, then tickets expire. What tickets? What are you talking about, man? What tickets? Lee is still here. I thought she left. I thought Lee left. She do an update on UCS. Yeah, James. Like I said, it's not the time yet. Let's give it a little bit more time. We'll give it a few more months. Blue crabs going out for mud crabs. Yeah, it's not time yet for that, for an update or anything on the reform part, not reform, referendum party and stuff like that. That can wait a little bit longer. Right now, we still got to cover what's going on. Got blocked on the 14th last month, day after Hootin' Tootin' and Mr. T. Okay. Thank you, Erica. Will Elon require, or do you mean acquire YouTube? I don't think so, because it's probably worth about $80 to $100 billion. He'd have to spend a fortune for that. IBM's at 190. Well, thank you for that. That's some good news. I do own IBM shares, so that's some really good news. Not that I'm going to cash in on it. Yeah, 190 is pretty good. That's pretty good. Huh. Cool. Thank you for the gesundheit, Lee. I appreciate that. Anyway, IBM at 190. It's down to 150 last time I saw it. Surprised it's at 190. That's interesting. But the economy is in the tank. It's in the crapper, man. We talked about that in this morning's broadcast. The economy is in the crapper. Yep. That sucks. Really, really sucks. Anyway, so, yep, it's not getting better. Not getting better. You know, they're talking about inflation. Inflation's over, but inflation isn't over. It's still increasing. Yeah, YouTube could do with Elon Musk. Boy, it would be a big change, wouldn't it? Big change. And here's the thing, all these ones who wanted to pull out of Twitter, where are they going to go? The only other place they're going to go is Facebook, and they can't put all their ads on Facebook. 85 days to the polls. Thank you, Val. Yep. Well, you know, today I invented a new Olympic sport for those of you tuned in late. Yeah, that's right. Now that we got breakdancing in the Olympics and we've got snowboarding in the Winter Olympics, we're just making up sports. So I'm doing competitive spinning. So if this grosses you out, my apologies, but I'm going to try to break my personal best from earlier. Ooh, the wind changed and blew it all back on top of me. That's nasty. I think that one went about 6 meters. Bidenomics is terrible, man. Vote Blue 2024, Matthew Dixon. Snot. It's competitive spinning, man. Actually love the tree. Yeah, it is a gorgeous tree, isn't it? It's huge. Big base on it. Let me see if I can share the base. Look at that base. That is massive. Let me go up. Yeah, it's a pretty cool tree. That is a big, big tree. Yep. Nice tree. Lovely. Yep. This installation, unfortunately, cut a bunch of trees the last 2 years on the way into post. These are lovely trees providing shade, and it's so denuded now. It's terrible. I love trees. Trees are amazing. I wanted to be a forest ranger when I was a kid. That was my plan. What clown show, Caroline? You mean the Olympics? Yeah, the clown show for me is the campaign. So hopefully it'll be over with success in November. We'll see. Pennsylvania's put a marker out. The Department of State has said that they will not be able to give a winner on election night. They've admitted they've already cocked it up. Yep. Well, the wind changed direction, Erica. We got that. It's called, yeah, competition, exactly. I mean, look, if you're going to have Olympic sports for breakdancing, you ought to have competitive, you know, lumberjack events. Climbing up the trees. That should be in the Olympics. Weather looks great on your side. Yes. Oh, the Olympics, Caroline. Yeah, the weather's fantastic at the moment. The humidity is perfect. It's enough humidity so you don't get static electricity. It's not too much humidity so that you can't breathe. And the temperature's a lot lower. Coffee bean spitting. That could be another one. You could take those coffee beans that have been digested by monkeys and spit those out of your mouth. That would be fun. Yeah. Anyway, crazy stuff. So, yeah, Yeah, I think the weather's pretty nice here today. It's quite lovely. Quite lovely. It's a nice change of pace. It's been warm. And like I said last night or late out yesterday afternoon, I was able to get some mowing done, and the yard looks a lot better. I did a lot of weeding too. I got some weeds right out of control. Squash. Okay, squash is actually a game. You know, that's actually competitive. It wasn't breakdance, more like crawling on the floor. That's funny. Well, the Australia was pretty sad. I saw that. That was just strange. That was just bizarre to say the very least. Was it not? Was that not strange? I mean, that was odd. It could also be Olympic sport. Oh my goodness. You know, but I think breakdancing needs to go. That's comical. That shouldn't be an Olympic sport. And of course, people are going to say, you know what you're talking about. It's not called breakdancing. That's for people who don't know better. It's called breaking. I know it's called breaking. Yeah. Ollie and Jerry, man, there's no stopping us. There's no stopping us. No one does it better. Love that song, man. 1980s. And the way it starts. Great way to start. I never heard other songs start that way. Good stuff. Itchy divorce. Very popular among certain rivers. What? Helen tries to hug a tree every day. Sheep shearing was won by South Africa. Beer drinking Olympics, then breakdancing. Want the steamroller for squash. You guys are killing me. Buckdroll spitting for the Olympics. There's Lee. Oh, Lee with another 140 Rand super chat. Thank you, Lee. You know, if you send it to the PayPal, there's a much smaller cut. Anyway, thank you for that. Appreciate it. What's going on my screen? It's going to... Okay, just looking. There's a barrier there. It's not. If you dance like that in the club, bouncer would bang. Yeah, common sense should be an Olympic sport, but it's not. It's not. Nice dog over here. He's hanging out, looking at me. What about London? London, I was there in 2012. The London Olympics were incredible. There were some problems, but not like Paris. No sabotage of the trains. No poo water in the Seine. No dudes beating up women in the boxing arena. No U.S. Olympic gymnastics team whining about points and getting a medal awarded to their competitor. Yeah, and no abomination, demonic, possessive opening ceremony. No, the London Olympics was brilliant. The only problem with the London Olympics, from my perspective, was that a lot of Londoners that said, "Forget this. I'm not going to be here. It's August. It's hot. I'm out of town. The Olympics are here. I don't want the traffic. I don't want the chaos. I don't want to deal with all these tourists." So people fled London, and then a lot of people couldn't get to London because the International Olympic Committee gave all these tickets to the national teams. Teams like Mongolia and St. Lucia had tickets that they didn't need. So remember the early stages of the 2012 Olympics. Comes in, I think, an ambulance on the main road out here, if you can hear it in the background. But the Olympic swimming pool, Michael Phelps was setting world records, not just Olympic records, in race after race, winning gold, gold, gold. And on the television, it was so embarrassing because there's like 12 people sitting in the arena, in the aquatic center, because there were no tickets. We couldn't buy tickets. So Boris Johnson begged people to come to the Olympics, come back in to make the Olympics a success. They responded. I responded because they opened up a block of tickets that they put back into the pool. And if you were living in Europe and I was in Germany, you had the IP address in Germany, you could buy tickets. So I bought tickets. I went to 14 events, 4 of which I didn't have tickets for. It was, out on the street, like the triathlon and the 50-kilometer run walk and the men and women's marathon. Those I watched on the street for free. Hands up, don't shoot. Oh, sorry, that was Ferguson, Missouri. Yeah, so it wasn't. It's a fake story. Anyway, so but I caught 13 events. Is it 13? 9 and 4, 13 events at the 2012. Oh, there's an ambulance. There he goes. It's coming around the side of the installation that way. At the 2012 Olympics, which was off the hook, was incredible. It was really amazing. I've been trying to go to the Olympics for years. It's the first chance I actually got to pull it off. I went to the London Olympics in 2012, and it was brilliant. Yeah, I would really like to go to some more Olympics. Sydney would be nice, and Cortina d'Ampezzo would be really nice. I think a lot of things break during the Olympics, which I hope a lot of things did, seeing that some of the athletes don't use them as they should. I'm not sure what you're talking about. No, they're not coming from me. I don't have chest pains. All right, folks, I'm going to wrap it up 1 hour into this. I apologize, but I do need to get back to work. This is my lunch hour, and it's going to be done here. So thanks a lot. God bless. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the super chat revenue that came in there, Lee. Appreciate that. And jokes aside, I'm feeling the chill this evening. All right, Val, hope you're not getting sick. God bless. Take care of yourselves. And thank you, YouTube, for correcting the horizontal for live streams. I can't stand that vertical live stream. This isn't TikTok. This is YouTube. And I really just don't like that vertical stuff. It's just not cool. Anyway, but that's going to do it 1 hour in. And take care. And I'll see you guys later. Be safe out there. Cheers, everybody. Take care.